informed, and you've certainly piqued my interest. What I'm going to tell you is in the strictest confidence, and I'm counting on your gentlemanly discretion to protect my sister's reputation. Lady Sophia. De Vere shook his head. No, thankfully. Sophia's happily wed to one of those frightfully rich Birminghams. I no longer have to worry about her. He sighed. It's Mary Ann, my most exasperating sister. She's possessed of the most tender heart, and we dearly love her, but she's always been exceedingly headstrong. She confidently barrels into situations that end up overwhelming her. The girl takes it upon herself to do the most outrageous things. Such as? Last year she thought it was her duty to rescue common streetwalkers from their sordid lives. De Vere rolled his eyes. She would bring them into our home as if they were stray pups. Allow me to say, they were not the influence I would have chosen for my maiden sisters. Telling my hard-headed sister I would not tolerate such intervention was like talking to one of my youngest sister's cats. He shrugged. Mary Ann tends to ignore my sage advice. It wasn't until Sophia intervened that we were able to rid our home of those disreputable women, and then only because an inordinate number of valuable items kept turning up missing. Still, Mary Ann insisted on trying to rehabilitate the ladies. Very commendable. She's a lovely person, but most vexing. He sighed. Another of her foibles is that how can I put this delicately? She is ruled by a dramatic flair, and is given to stretch the truth. Truth, to her, is boring. She can take a root of truth and feed it with her lively imagination, making it into something far more interesting, in her eyes. Stephen was gratified it was De Vere, and not himself, who was responsible for such an incorrigible girl. It made him appreciate his own staid sisters all the more. I perceive that Lady Mary Ann has once again exasperated you. A pained expression on his face, De Vere nodded. I'm terrified for her safety. What has she done now? I forbade her to travel to Vienna to visit Sophia. Wincing, De Vere reached for a paper on the bedside table. Yesterday morning I received this note. My dearest brother, please do not worry about me. I have decided that since I am now 21, I no longer need your permission to undertake the journey to Vienna. Since you will not permit me to use one of the De Vere coaches, I shall travel there alone, hiring public vehicles as I go. I shan't trouble you for money, as I have saved rather a lot. It will be a great adventure, and I am most capable of seeing to my own needs. I remain out of charity with you, but love you nevertheless. Mary. Were one of Stephen's younger sisters to have the audacity to strike off on her own across the continent, he'd be sorely tempted to lock her up indefinitely, after racing across the continent to catch up with the maddening girl. She's only 21. De Vere nodded solemnly. I can certainly see why you're alarmed. It's exceedingly dangerous for a young woman to be travelling across the continent alone. Surely she's brought along servants. His expression even more pained, De Vere shook his head. I don't suppose you can hope she is homely. I could hope she was homely, but unfortunately she's quite lovely, and I'm not saying that because of brotherly partiality. He reached once more toward his bedside table. Here is her miniature. Stephen peered at the tiny oval painting that depicted a delicate blonde with perfect ivory complexion and large pale blue eyes. She was stunning. I can see why you're terrified. She's beautiful. As small-boned as she was, the poor girl would be incapable of fighting off any threat. I beg that you keep it, De Vere said. I know you're to attend the Congress of Vienna, and I am begging you to find and protect my sister during her journey. I appeal to you as an old friend, and as a brother, too.